And here come the Globo Gym Purple Cobras led by White Goodman. All business. We haven't seen Average Joe.
What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, Sleepy Dreepy. Today we're going to go ahead and start looking into some Chilling Range deck, and we're first going to start off with the single prize attacker in Single Strike Seviper. Before we go ahead and go on into the deck profile, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more PTCO content. If you like the video, smash that like button down below, and also leave a comment as well. Let me know what you think about the deck profile in general, and what do you think about Single Strike Seviper as a card overall. So yeah, let's get straight into the deck profile. Alright guys, why do we want to look at Single Strike Seviper? Mainly it's because of its attack Juggernaut Tail. Juggernaut Tail for a 2 dark and colorless energy does a base of 90 damage. But if you play just a Single Strike supporter card from your hand during this turn, the attack does 90 more damage. That's 180 damage being hit for a single prizer. 180 is that number where you're two-shotting every single Pokemon in the game, including tag teams and VMAXs, which isn't a bad number to hit in this kind of meta, because a lot of the VMAXs, they're going to be taking you out maybe 1 or 2, but then you can come back and take 3 prizes, so you're going to be ahead in that prize race. On top of that, since it's a single strike Pokemon, you can accelerate energy to this with Houndoom and also boost that damage to insane numbers. 3 energies, you're hitting an extra 60, so that's what, 240. But then on top of that, we have a new supporter that we're going to talk about later that can reach attacks up to 340 damage. That's again one-shotting a lot of that's one-shotting every single VMAX in the game, which is insane. Another reason Single Strike Seviper might be good is because we are going to be heading into a meta where we expect a lot of psychic Pokemon weak to dark to be very good, including Shadow Rider Calyrex, Dusknoir Trevenant tag team, and stuff like that. So the fact that you can hit 180, you're two-shotting both of those very easily because of weakness. So this is why Single Strike Seviper could be a nice little one prize attacker in the upcoming meta. Now back to the supporter we were talking about earlier. That is Karen's Conviction. Now Karen's Conviction is a new Single Strike supporter coming out, where during this turn your Single Strike Pokemon's attack deal 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon for each prize card your opponent has already taken. So this is where I was saying, like, it can reach one hit KO knockouts on VMAXs. Let's say, you know, single prizers don't tend to be very consistent, so you fall behind and you're on your very last your opponent only has 1 prize card left. You can set up a Seviper very quickly. They have a VMAX in the active and Karen's Conviction for 100 extra damage, getting you up to that 340, doing 180, 60 for 3 single strike energies attached, and then that extra 100 for 340 total. So the fact that Karen's Conviction gives you that comeback potential is insane. Another kind of item card that gives a little bit of extra support and allowing us to play multiple copies of this while not playing a ton of copies is Fateful Lanturn. Allows us to put a Single Strike supporter from your discard pile into your hand. This is basically an Eldegoss on an item for Single Strike supporters. If you guys played long ago, Versus Seeker and Expanded, it's the same thing, but this is just for Single Strike supporters. That's insane. This allows us to play 1, maybe 2 even copies of Karen's Conviction and be able to play up to 4 copies, 4 or 5 copies if we need to in the game. Yeah, that's great because we can kind of use our discard with Karen's Conviction in the Single Strike as kind of like a storage for our Single Strike supporters, allowing us to use those one of us kind of supporters if we need to as well. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at one deck list. I got this deck list from Single Strike Sensei in Twitter. He took it to a local and did pretty decently well. As you can see, this deck list is running obviously 4 Sevipers as our main attackers, and he's also running 2 Single Strike Stonejourners as backup attackers, giving us a little bit more type coverage for those fighting weakness type decks. And for support, we're running 1 Mew. We don't want Rapid Strike just killing our entire bench. And then we're gonna additional support just run 4 Houndoom line. We want to run max numbers of Houndooms because we want to be accelerating that those Single Strike energies as much as possible. Onto our trainer lines, we're playing 4 Professor's Research and 4 Bruno. We're playing Bruno here over Marnie because we want to activate Seviper's ability as much as possible so that we're always hitting 180, 180, 180. On top of that, we're playing 2 Karen's Conviction, as stated before, doing 220 more damage for each prize card our opponent has taken. And then we're going to go ahead and play 2 Boss Orders just to allow us to have some gust. Again, we're also going to be playing 2 of those Fateful Lanturns just to be able to recover. Maybe we need to draw or something, so we can play a Bruno, we can play another Karen's Conviction from our discard pile, allowing us to continuously chain the Juggernaut tail on Seviper. Then we're also going to be playing 4 Quick Ball, 4 Pokecom, 4 our Pokemon Search, and then our Energy. Oh, nope, we're not done with trainers. We're playing 4 Urn of Vitality so that we can be able to shuffle that single strike energy back as quickly as possible. We're going to be running through a lot of energy in this deck, and we need to recover as much of that as possible because we are a single prize deck. And then just for consistency, we're going to be playing 4 Tower of Darkness, allowing us to just draw thinly into our deck. We typically probably only need 1 or 2 Houndooms out per game, so one of those Houndooms, we can use those Houndooms as fodder for Tower of Darkness. And then we're going to go ahead and play 3 Air Balloons, allowing us some mobility in case we need to get out of the in and out of the active. We're not playing any switches, as you notice, because again, we're a single prize deck, so we're going to be expected to be KO'd every single turn, so we can just use Air Balloons as like a bunch of pivots and stuff like that. And then we're going to go ahead and play Ordinary Rod, allowing us to recover Pokemon and energy. Onto our energy counts, we're going to go ahead and play full count of single strike energy, and then a full count of capture energy. Capture energy allowing us to search for more Pokemon when we need it at the start of the game. And it's not bad because both Seviper and Sojourner have a colorless cost, so we can just attach them to get our board set up. And then we're going to go ahead and play 3 Fighting Energy. The 3 Fighting Energy is great because we can attack with Sojourner if we need to with basic energy, but Seviper also has that colorless cost, so we can cover that cost with the Fighting Energy if we absolutely need to. That is the deck list. Again, props to Single Strike Sensei. Go ahead, check him out on Twitter. He's a great, honestly, he's doing a lot with the Single Strike archetype in general. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at other options in the deck. Other options you can play, keeping that fighting package, you can go ahead and play a Single Strike Urshifu V or a Single Strike Urshifu VMAX line. I wouldn't recommend playing the VMAX because a 1/1 line doesn't seem very consistent to be played in this kind of deck. I would just personally play the Single Strike Urshifu V because the hitting 180 isn't bad for that second attack. The VMAX just doesn't seem like a good idea, but you do have that option if you want to. We also have the option of Tyranitar V. Tyranitar V as an attacker does 240 damage for energy cost. It is a heftier damage cost. Both of these Vs do turn the deck into a little bit more of a 2-prizer deck, and they also become a little bit of liabilities, but they do have bulkier HPs and higher attack bases without the need to be able to use a supporter every turn to hit that 180. So that's why they could be good options in the deck. Another good option for like energy, instead of the fighting energies, maybe the impact energy. Now remember, you can't accelerate these with the Houndoom, but maybe the impact energy might be good because you can just attach them. You don't have to worry about, I don't have enough dark energy to attack with Seviper or Sojourner. Like it's just a lot more flexible than just having the fighting energies. So impact energy might be a decent replacement for those fighting energies, but then you also run the risk where you're just very special energy reliant. So things like fans, things like hammers might be a little bit harder for you to recover things. And also Ordinary Rod just doesn't become that much great anymore because you're running all special energy, so you can't recover that, so you can only recover Pokemon. Another option, since you are running fighting energy, you could go ahead and run a martial arts dojo, maybe run a 3 Tower Darkness and 1 martial arts dojo for the extra damage without the need of Karen's Conviction or using without the need of using Karen's Conviction. Basically, you can hit an additional 40 maybe in the early game. You're not completely behind, but you're a little behind, or just do an extra 10 damage because all you do need is a basic fighting energy. Another option is the baby single strike Urshifu that is coming out, I believe, in the same set. Now In order to do this, I feel like you would have to take out you would have to convert the deck into a single strike Urshifu deck. So basically pulling out the Seviper and the Stone Generators and just adding in a 1/1 line of each, which makes it a little bit harder. You do run a little bit of inconsistency because you are evolving now, and you probably have to change a little bit other cards. The fightings will have to go into basic dark energies and stuff like that. But the upside is to the single strike Urshifu is that it does 100 damage plus 100 more damage for just having damage counters on it. So just a simple acceleration from Houndoom activates that extra damage on the single strike Urshifu. Where Seviper needs to play a single strike supporter in order to activate that extra damage, which can sometimes be a little harder to do. But it is a basic, so it might be easier to set up overall, and you just have a lot more room for tech attackers in general if you're playing basics. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to subscribe down below. I hope to see you guys later, and peace. All right, guys, I'd like to thank my recent subscribers this week: Percy Marson, X Lycan Rock, X Wolf X, and Ashley Thompson. Thank you guys for always supporting the channel. And again, if you do like the content, I hope you guys continue to enjoy it, and go ahead and subscribe for more PTCGO content. Like the video. Hope you guys have a good day, and peace.